There comes a moment in every empath's life. A moment when silence is louder than words. When your body knows something your mind refuses to admit. For years, you called it love. You believed love meant sacrifice. You believed love meant silence. You believed love meant enduring. But deep down, something always felt wrong. Why did love hurt so much? Why did intimacy feel like chains? Why did devotion demand your destruction? This is the first question of awakening. The question that begins to tear the veil. And though you resist it, you cannot escape it. Because your soul whispers in the dark. This was never love. This was something else. To understand the trauma bond, you must return to the beginning. Not to the moment you met them. But to the moment love and pain first fused together in your life. A child who learns. Love comes only when I am quiet. Love comes only when I serve. Love comes only when I disappear. This child grows. But inside, the wound never heals. And so, the adult searches not for love. But for the familiar. When the empath meets the predator. When the open heart meets the devouring shadow. The bond feels magnetic. It feels fated. It feels like destiny. But it is not destiny. It is repetition. It is the past disguised as passion. It is the wound, dressed up as romance. And this is why you could not let go. Because the bond was not about the present. It was about the past, crying out to be seen. Dreams reveal what waking eyes refuse to see. A dream of a house you do not recognize. A dream of endless hallways, doors locked, windows sealed. A dream of a figure who takes your hand. And at first it feels like love. But slowly the grip tightens. You try to pull away. But the more you resist, the stronger their hold becomes. You wake in terror. And for a moment, you think it was only a dream. But your body knows. The dream is not fantasy. The dream is truth. The house is your psyche. The figure is the bond. The grip is the false intimacy that drains you. This dream is the soul's warning. You are not loved. You are owned. And then, one day, it happens. The illusion shatters. The excuses collapse. The silence becomes unbearable. Maybe it was a fight. Maybe it was a betrayal. Maybe it was nothing at all, just a moment of pure clarity. But suddenly, you see it. What you defended was never love. What you endured was never intimacy. What you worshipped was never sacred. It was bondage. It was a cycle. It was pain disguised as passion. And this realization feels like death. The death of illusions. The death of the fantasy you carried for years. The death of the person you thought you were. But in this death, something else begins. The whisper of freedom. The first breath of rebirth. The beginning of your true self. The day you realize it was never love feels like a funeral. A funeral for every story you told yourself. A funeral for the hope that one day, they would change. A funeral for the belief that suffering meant devotion. You grieve, not just for the relationship. But for the years you lost. The energy you gave. The parts of yourself you buried. All in the name of something that was never real. This grief is heavy. It drags you down into silence. It makes you question everything. Was I blind? Was I foolish? Was any of it real? And yet, within this grief lies the seed of transformation. Because only when illusions die, can truth be born. When the empath finally walks away, silence descends. No more chaos. No more drama. No more endless cycles of hurt and repair. At first, the silence feels unbearable. You were so used to the storm. The quiet feels like emptiness. But slowly, you realize. This silence is not emptiness. It is space. Space where your soul can finally breathe. Space where your voice can finally rise. And in this silence, ghosts begin to appear. The ghost of the child who learned to be silent to stay safe. The ghost of the young heart that gave everything just to be seen. The ghost of the dreamer who believed love meant sacrifice. These ghosts do not rise to torment you. They rise to be acknowledged. To be held. To be healed. This is the hardest part of the journey. To turn inward. To face what you denied for so long. The shadow rises. Not just rage, not just grief. But also your forbidden needs. The need to be loved without conditions. The need to be seen without sacrifice. The need to exist without apology. For years, you buried these needs. You called them selfish. You silenced them to keep the bond alive. But now, the shadow demands recognition. Carl Jung wrote, "We do not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." This is your task. Not to destroy the shadow, but to integrate it. To say, "Yes, I am angry. Yes, I was wounded. Yes, I need. And yes, I am still worthy." This journey is not gentle. It is a descent. Like Inanna, the goddess who surrendered her jewels at every gate of the underworld. You, too, must surrender each illusion. You surrender the belief that love means suffering. You surrender the fantasy that they will change. You surrender the mask of the good one, the quiet one, the forgiving one. Until you stand naked before your own shadow. And in that darkness, something unexpected rises. Anger. Do not fear it. This anger is not revenge. It is holy fire. It is the flame that burns the ropes of bondage. It is the voice that declares, "Never again will I sacrifice my soul at the altar of false love." This fire does not destroy you. It purifies you. It gives you back your power. It reminds you that you are not here to be consumed. You are here to live, to love, to be whole. You are here because something inside you has been whispering. And that whisper has turned into a scream. For years, you believed that what you carried was love. You gave, you endured, you forgave. And every time you were broken, you told yourself, "This is love. This is what it means to care. This is what it means to stay." But now, you are beginning to see the truth. It was never love. It was survival. It was fear. It was the echo of a wound that began long before this relationship. Long before this person. In the very first years of your life. The empath in you believed that absorbing pain was holy. That sacrificing yourself was noble. That enduring was proof of devotion. But listen carefully. Love does not require your silence. Love does not demand your destruction. Love does not consume. It creates. And when you finally see this, the ground beneath you collapses. Your chest tightens. Your soul cries out. Because you realize that what you fought for, what you defended, was never real love. This is a holy grief. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it feels like death. But it is not the death of you. It is the death of illusion. You are standing now at the most dangerous, most powerful threshold of your life. Behind you are the ruins of false love. The manipulations, the chains, the endless cycle of hurt and repair. Ahead of you is a wilderness, silent, vast, unknown. Most people turn back here. They return to the chains. Because at least the chains are familiar. But you have been called to something greater. Do not mistake your loneliness for abandonment. Do not mistake the silence for emptiness. This is the silence of your soul finally breathing. This is the loneliness of rebirth. And in this silence, a fire rises. A fire that says, no more. No more chains. No more silence. No more sacrifice of my essence. This fire is your power. This fire is your boundary. This fire is your rebirth. Listen to me. The day you realize it was never love is the day you are reborn. Yes, you will grieve. Yes, you will tremble. Yes, you will feel the abyss open beneath you. But you will also feel wings you never knew you had. You will see light breaking through cracks you never imagined. You will hear the voice of your own soul saying, you are whole. You are worthy. You are not here to be consumed. You are here to love and to be loved in freedom. So rise. Rise from the ruins. Rise from the ashes of false devotion. Rise from the silence that once imprisoned you. The world may not understand. Your past may call you back. Your wounds may whisper that you are not enough. But you know the truth now. It was never love. And because it was never love, you are finally free to find the real thing. The kind of love that does not destroy but nourishes. The kind of love that does not chain but liberates. The kind of love that begins first within you. This is your destiny. This is your initiation. This is your rebirth. Walk forward. The wilderness is waiting. And beyond it, your soul's true home.